Welcome back to History of Simple Things. Today's topic comes from one of our viewers, Sasuzer MC 3075. Thanks for the suggestion. You asked, what's the difference between hot tea and iced tea, and is one actually better than the other? If you've ever reached for a steaming cup on a rainy day or a tall glass of iced tea under the summer sun, you've already experienced how the same drink can feel completely different. But what really sets them apart beyond temperature? So what exactly makes hot tea and iced tea so unique from each other, and does one truly have the edge? Stick around as we break down the surprising science, history, and experience behind both, right here on History of Simple Things. Tea has been around for thousands of years, tracing back to ancient China around 2737 BCE. According to legend, Emperor Shen Nong discovered tea when leaves accidentally fell into his boiling water. From there, tea spread across Asia and eventually reached Europe in the 1600s, becoming a global staple. But iced tea, that's a much newer invention. It didn't really take off until the early 20th century. One popular story credits its rise to the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, where a tea merchant named Richard Bletchenden started serving his tea cold because the weather was too hot for visitors to enjoy it otherwise. It worked, and iced tea quickly became a summer favorite, especially in the United States. At its core, both hot and iced tea start with the same ingredient, tea leaves from the Camellia sinensis plant. Whether it's black, green, oolong, or white tea, the difference begins with how you brew it. Hot tea is typically steeped in water between 70 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius, depending on the type. The heat extracts compounds quickly. Caffeine, tannins, and antioxidants all rush into the water in just a few minutes. This results in a stronger, more concentrated flavor. Iced tea, on the other hand, is often brewed hot first and then cooled, or made using a cold brew method where tea leaves steep in cold water for several hours. Cold brewing extracts fewer tannins and less caffeine, leading to a smoother, less bitter taste. That's why iced tea often feels lighter and easier to drink, even without sugar. Hot tea is all about depth. The warmth enhances aroma, which is a huge part of how we experience flavor. When you sip hot tea, you're not just tasting it, you're smelling it too. This is why hot tea often feels richer and more complex. It also has a psychological effect. Warm drinks are associated with relaxation, making hot tea a go-to choice for winding down, especially at night or during colder weather. Iced tea flips that experience completely. It's crisp, refreshing, and instantly cooling. The cold temperature dulls bitterness, which is why iced tea often tastes smoother, even if it's the same tea. It's also more thirst-quenching, making it perfect for hot climates or after physical activity. So in a way, hot tea is something you sip slowly. Iced tea is something you reach for when you're genuinely thirsty. Here's where things get interesting. Both hot and iced tea contain antioxidants called polyphenols, which are linked to heart health, reduced inflammation, and even lower risk of certain diseases. Hot tea may have a slight edge when it comes to antioxidant content, especially if it's freshly brewed. The higher temperature extracts more of these beneficial compounds quickly. However, this doesn't mean iced tea is unhealthy. Cold brewed tea still contains antioxidants, just in slightly lower amounts. Caffeine is another factor. Hot tea generally has more caffeine because heat extracts it faster. Iced tea, especially cold brew, tends to have less, making it a better option if you're trying to cut back. But here's the catch. Many commercial iced teas are loaded with sugar that can completely cancel out the health benefits. A homemade iced tea without added sugar? That's a different story. It can be just as healthy as hot tea. There's a common myth that hot drinks cool you down more effectively than cold ones, and surprisingly, there's some truth to it. Drinking hot tea can trigger sweating, which helps cool your body if the sweat can evaporate properly. But in humid environments like many tropical regions, that cooling effect doesn't work as well. In those cases, iced tea is usually more effective at making you feel cooler right away. In terms of hydration, both hot and iced tea contribute to your daily fluid intake. Despite containing caffeine, tea is not dehydrating when consumed in normal amounts, so whether you drink it hot or cold, it still helps keep you hydrated. Your preference for hot or iced tea often comes down to where you live and how you grew up. In countries like China, Japan, and the UK, hot tea dominates daily life. It's part of rituals, traditions, and even social bonding. In contrast, iced tea is hugely popular in the United States, especially in the South, where sweet tea is practically a cultural icon. It's often served in large glasses filled with ice and enjoyed throughout the day. Climate also plays a role. Warmer regions naturally lean toward iced tea, while colder areas favor hot tea. But habits matter just as much. If you grew up drinking one, chances are you'll stick with it. So, hot tea or iced tea, which is better? The honest answer is, neither wins outright. They're the same drink, just experienced differently. Hot tea offers depth, warmth, and a slightly stronger health profile. It's something you savor. Iced tea delivers refreshment, smoothness, and instant cooling. It's something you enjoy quickly and often. In the end, it's less about choosing sides and more about choosing the moment. A rainy afternoon, hot tea; a scorching day, iced tea. Same leaves, completely different experience. And maybe that's what makes tea so fascinating. It's one of the simplest drinks in the world, yet it can feel entirely different depending on how you prepare it. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.